Hey guys, live impromptu, which you'll be seeing me a lot of because I have a lot of time on my hands. Not really, but I just wanted to talk about some questions that people DM me, right? About the challenge that's going on. I am having a free 5-day yoga challenge, beginner for moms over 40. And it's gonna be 5 days of breath, and it's gonna be poses, and it's going to be learning about your body and really feeling calm, because I feel like over 40 you want to do the yoga poses for movement and everything, but then when you go on and do it, you want to have some spiritual aspect as well. Hey Isma, welcome. Thank you for joining the yoga earlier. And Cheryl is on. Hey Cheryl. And Diana, how are you? I'm talking about the benefits of yoga, because so many moms have DM'd me, I don't want to take yoga, I shouldn't take yoga, I'm too old for take yoga. And let me just tell you, like about 30 years ago, no, about 25 years ago, let's say. 25 years ago, when I walked into the studio for the first time, I was like, this is not for me, because I walked in the studio and I was like, cat, cow, what is that? Pigeon? Child's pose? All these names were just like, what is this? And nobody ever teaches you. You go into a yoga studio and they expect you to know everything. The teacher is there, she's teaching, she might be wonderful, but all these students, she's not stopping and telling you, hey, I know you're a newbie. And even if you tell them a newbie, you just still feel uncomfortable. You get in there, you worry about your body, you worry about comparing to other people. And when everybody was on the ground and I was still standing up because I didn't know how to go down in child's pose, and then they were like, quiet your mind. And I was like, what the hell does that mean, quiet your mind? And so it was like, how am I supposed to be quiet? I've got kids, I've got a family, I'm thinking about the laundry, I'm thinking about cooking dinner, I'm thinking about what I have to do next, and thinking about my friend who said something that stories in my head. How do you expect me to quiet the mind? So when it was time for Savasana, and she's like, lay down, I was like, because I really didn't know the knowledge of yoga and what it does, because, I was just so like wanting to do it because it seemed like the right thing to do. And so then I laid down in Savasana, which is when you lay down and you close your eyes and you relax. And I was like, okay, this is not working. And literally everybody else in Savasana, I got up, grabbed my mat, didn't even roll it up, and I left. And I said, this is not for me. This is for quacks. This is not for me. So then, time went by, and then my friend asked me, she said, go with me. And I said, you know what? I don't want to. I cannot go and do all that stuff. And so then she convinced me, because you do things when you want to be a good friend, and you go, and it was like, wow. It was like the best thing that I ever did. But I didn't feel that way the first day. She made me go 5 days. After the 5th day, I finally was like, okay, I am feeling this. And I really didn't become consistent, because when you have little kids and stuff, you don't stay consistent, and you do it here and there. But the thing that changed me, and I wanted to also tell you, is that when you go into your first yoga class, you're not going to like it, unless you know the poses, you research it. And we don't do that. We go in there with anything. We go in there with life, and we just say, oh, I don't like this. We never give anything a chance because we don't like it at that moment. So that is what created a whole different thinking of mine. I said, if I ever do more yoga or anything like that, I will, oh, sorry, my cat is here. I will make sure that I let moms know before you go in their first class. It's whether I taught. I didn't know I was going to be a teacher at that time. I always tell them, before you in your class, learn the poses, find somebody who knows the poses. So to make a long story short, eventually after the kids left, because that's when I was in a wreck, anxiety, stress, nobody's here, what am I supposed to do? My kids are gone. What about the future? What about my past? Who am I? What is my purpose? I took yoga. And I was consistent, because I was taking it all those years, right? But I wasn't staying consistent because of life. And as young moms, we're not consistent. We do it, we stop, we gain weight, we lose weight. We're happy one day, we're sad the next, we're overwhelmed, then we're okay. It's just, our lives are just so different. So when my kids went away, I had just started it right before my youngest left. And I was not so consistent, but I was going regularly. Like I would say I would go like 1 week, not another week, or go 2 days and not the next week, go 2 days. So I was not regular, but I was doing it more. after he left, my youngest, I said, I have to do something. And yoga, I was getting the feeling and noticing that because of the yoga, I was more calm. My body was flexible. I was feeling good. And I liked the feeling of being with myself and that peace. And so I started being consistent. One day became 2 days. And then I just blew up and was like, I'm a different person. I was more like connected with myself, because it's an individual practice, right? So you start thinking about like, oh my gosh, my kids are gone. What's going to happen to me? What's going to be my purpose? Who am I? All these feelings come up, which allows you to find your purpose and move forward. So I would say that yoga is what changed my life and changed me in my second half and my second transition, because I just figured out who I was. Because, when so much is going on, like your kids are leaving and you're feeling lonely and you're wondering who you are, and you're mid-life, right? What we are in our 40s. We're midlife. We're just like, what? Who are we? And we're never going to find out. Like if you don't, this is what I think. If you don't take yoga, if you don't quiet your mind, if you don't connect with yourself, if you don't ground yourself, you will never know what your purpose is. You will never know what you want. You'll be doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not being consistent, feeling like the victim. Everybody else is moving on, but all of those feelings will be in you if you don't start taking yoga. Because with yoga, you have to sit in silence. You have to understand your body. You have to move your body. You have to allow yourself to breathe. You have to create space inside of you, and you have to let go. You have to just let go, because what happens as moms, we let go of one thing, then we pull in something bad. Let go of one thing, pull in something bad. So we're constantly in this tugging, right, of pulling, letting go, pulling, letting go. And what we have to do, and what yoga teaches us and creates for us, is a space where we let go, and then we bring in the positive. We let go, then we bring in the positive. And that's what it teaches us, that these little things don't matter. Like, I'm doing this grateful challenge with some women. I got a group together, and every day we said we're grateful for. And a lot of women dropped out, which is fine. And I told them in the beginning, if it's too much for you, don't do more than you can handle. But the ladies who are here, before it was like, I'm grateful for this earth. I'm grateful for, the road can I draw on. And now, as we are on our 19th day now, I'm grateful for the toast in my morning. I'm grateful for my husband giving me tea next to bed. I'm grateful for my child who is home with me. The gratefulness is getting more specific, because the things that we thought and we took for granted are now coming into motion and form with everybody, and it's so amazing. And so that's what yoga does. It helps you appreciate things. It helps you grow. It helps you it helps you lead a more progressive, more motivated, and helps you be the person that you want to be. And I wrote a long post today, and I know a lot of you, I'm trying to get in my computer. A lot of you sometimes read, sometimes don't. So I'm just going to read some of the stuff that are the benefits of yoga that I wrote down today. The benefits of yoga are never ending. I feel like my purpose and focus in life came from this practice, and I truly believe that. And I want you to feel that. That's why I'm doing this free 5-day challenge, because in the 5-day challenge, we are going to touch on little things that are going to enhance your daily life, that are going to give you value, that you're going to be like, what? And after you do the meditations and after you do the quiet practices, you're going to leave there being like, Like when I used to teach in a studio, I used to, when they used to lie in Savasana, I massaged everybody's heads with essential oils. And that was just such an extra thing. So I'm hoping that in this 5-day challenge, you get that extra. You get that feeling that I want more. I love this, being in that quiet place is just amazing. So Uzma says definitely works. Uzma says exactly, yes, this is awesome. So let me know in the comments, those of you who are watching, if you're a beginner or whatever, what do you want from yoga? What do you want to feel? Do you want to have more flexibility? Do you want to have a quiet mind? Do you want to open your heart? Are you trying to let go of things? What do you want yoga to do for you? Because that's really an important question before you even start the 5-day challenge. Because a lot of times we go in to challenges, to work, to friends, or to opportunities or business, and we're like, I don't know what I want. I have no clue. But you need to know what you want. What do you want to get out of this? Ask yourself the question, why do I want to take this? What do I want the benefits to be? That way you can gauge and see in the, 5 days, I want to, be flexible. So the first day, how flexible are you? And then you go on. Oh, the 5th day I feel more flexible. Or how am I with the quietness? Maybe the first day 5 minutes was a lot, but after the 5th day, 20 minutes will be like, what? It's already been 20 minutes. So what do you want from yoga? I would like to know from you guys that are also watching, because I get a lot of moms, a lot of moms, because that's who I work with. A lot of moms who tell me, Isma, I can't do yoga. And I'm like, why? Yoga's for everybody. I'm not flexible enough. Well, yoga helps you become flexible. And the best part about yoga is that you should not compare yourself to anyone else. Like, I don't compare myself to somebody else. And, yoga is for everybody, but somebody who is 20 is not going to be able to do yoga, is going to do much better yoga than me. But then on the other hand, somebody who is 20 who's never done yoga, I might be awesome than them, right? So it really depends on your body and how much you've done. If you feel you're not flexible, that's just a limited belief and excuse that you're giving yourself so you don't take action and move forward. Because we do that. I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. I won't do this. We add these negative words into our vocabulary, and so then, it doesn't work out for us. And then we sit there and we wonder why you're not flexible, or why you're unhappy, or why you're still in the same place, and why you haven't moved forward. Just like in your goals, you say you want to do something, you don't make a plan, you don't make action, and then the next year you have the same goals. It's just a repeated cycle, right? So you will become flexible with yoga. You won't become flexible, that you want to in the 5 days. You won't become flexible if you're not consistent. You will become flexible if you keep on doing it slowly, little bits. Do a stretch a day until you feel comfortable to do 2 stretches, do a pose a day, whatever it is. And that's what I teach. I teach one pose at a time, one pose. Because I believe you master that pose, you take that pose, you know what the name is, you know what the benefits, then you go to the next one. It's very, very small steps that are going to equal amazing big steps, right? So another excuse that people get, I don't know the poses. Well, how do you learn the poses? You can look them up. You can take a class. That's what this 5-day yoga class is, 5-day free challenge is for, to learn the poses. And you will eventually learn the poses. It's just like ABCs. What I am doing is I am teaching you the ABC so you can read. That's a great analogy. Isn't that a great analogy? I love that. I am teaching you the ABCs. The ABCs are the poses so you can read, so you can do a flow. It's very simple. And how they say A, or B, ba? I'm teaching you cat, cow. This is how you do it. Instead of saying it, this is how you do it. Pigeon, this is how you do it. Yes, they're all animals, and you will be confused like me, and you'll want to walk out, but stick with it, okay? So let me say, okay, so the benefits of yoga, they help manage stress and anxiety. And what pose would that be? That would be the Savasana, when you just lay straight on your back and you take your breaths and you just connect with yourself and you ground yourself. And you just, with every exhale, feel that you're going deeper and deeper into the earth, and you just let it go. And the breaths really help. And if you're having anxiety, one thing to do if you're doing yoga is not to worry about all the different poses. If you're doing a practice at your home, or if you're learning, or when I teach you the poses, do the same pose over and over again, because a lot of times people with anxiety have fear of the future, and if they have too many poses that they're doing, then they get all anxious about it. So if I teach you 1 or 2 poses, don't feel like, oh my God, I can't do it. Just do the pose that you like the best. If I say, you know what, put your hands up and breathe, put your arms out, turn on your side, turn on your other side, and you're like, whoa, wait, just stand and just go and just breathe. Just breathe. That's all you have to do, is just breathe, because that's going to help you feel good and feel positive in your pose. Yoga calms the body down. I just did a practice a day every Tuesday on the group. I do a practice at 3 o'clock. Today I did it at 1 because I had a meeting, but this pose calms you down, just standing there. And just after yoga, we all felt so good afterwards, because we just felt like phew, because we did an active set and then we did a calming set. So it was really beautiful. Creates flexibility, stretch, strength, and balance. Yes, there's a pose called the tree pose, where you stand on one foot And that really helps with flexibility and standing, and it's just so amazing. Each pose has something that helps you benefit your life, right? Don't you want to have a better life? Don't you want to feel good? Don't you want to, have that calm? Don't you want to focus so you can be there for the people you love? Connect with yourself? Don't you want to feel grounded and stable so you can make calm decisions? I mean, people are like, yeah, yoga. But literally, once you take it and you be consistent, and I'm not saying you have to do the whole flow and everything, small baby steps. Small baby steps. One pose at a time. One pose for a whole week is all you need. It also reduces blood pressure. It increases longevity. I taught a 92 and a 94-year-old husband and wife, and they started taking yoga when they were in their 40s. And they, are playing tennis, they're playing golf, they're head of committees, they're living on their own. They had 6 kids, they have like 30 grandkids and like 10 great grandkids, and they're there for them. And they're both there, and they live across from my mom, and from my balcony I can see them going in their kitchen. They're my mom's neighbors, and I can see them going in their kitchen, and they're eating and drinking and sitting out on the porch and barbecuing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And when I asked them, when I was teaching them how, and they said, it's yoga, it's the movement yoga gives, it's the peace yoga brings. And I was like, I want more of that. I want more of that. There are people who are in their 70s who look and feel like they're 90. And they're 20 years younger than these people. Don't you want that? Yes, it is really sweet, Uzma. And they are the nicest couple and so alert because they practice, they're active, they do things. So, hey Mamta, how are you? Welcome. We're talking about the benefits of yoga and signing up for my 5-day free yoga challenge. So, let's see, it relaxes you and better sleep. So there's a pose that I love to do where you scoot up on the wall and you put your feet up against the wall, and that's like a wall squat. That is amazing for sleep. It helps you so much for sleep, because I feel, let me know if this happens to you, is that ever since I've been 40, which was a long time ago, you can guess my age if you want. I'll tell you today. Whoever guesses, I will tell them. Maybe in a DM so the public doesn't know. Diane says, I have a hard time walking and never thought about standing on one leg. Yeah, and the thing is, if you have a hard time walking and you have a hard time standing on one leg, find something like a counter or some support. And put your right hand on that support. Stabilize your foot so the bottom of the foot stays strong, and lift up your left foot. It's really, really good to balance, because as you get older, you lose balance. And when I was teaching my older students, that's what we would do. We would hold on to a chair, the back of a chair, and we would pick up one foot, then the other foot. Pick up one foot, and then the other foot. And it really helped with balance, and it helped strengthen the legs as well. So it was really good for posture and everything. So that was a really, really good one that we did. Another thing that we did that you guys should try after this is we tried walking one foot in front of the other, and you think it's so easy, but once you actually try, you become wobbly and you fall off, like one foot in front of the other. So stand up and try that. It's very hard, and that is one thing that you should do every single day to create balance in your life. Okay, what else does it do? Eases your arthritis symptoms. I don't know if a lot of you know about this, but I have arthritis. I have neck and finger, and when the weather gets cold and everything, that's why I don't like cold weather. My fingers and everything really hurt. But when the winter months, or when I have a little bit of extra pain, if I do yoga, I'm able to deal with it. I'm able to deal with the, pain that I feel, because those of you who know or have arthritis know the pain is really bad, and I can't keep on chugging the Advil. So I have to do things to relieve the pain naturally. I mean, I do have turmeric and I do yoga, and that has really, really helped in the process of my arthritis. So if you have any ailments like that, yoga mama, yoga. What else? It helps your back pain relief. Cat cow. Oh my God, the cat cow pose. I'm just going to show you the cat cow pose. This is such an awesome pose. So what you do is you put your hands open, and you're going to put them on the ground. This is called tabletop, and you're going to take your wrist and your shoulder and have them in line, and your knee and your hip. And you're going to inhale and your belly's gonna fall like a cow, and you're gonna exhale and arch like a cat. And you're gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale to your own breath. So I totally love that one. And I always like to demonstrate it because like that one is so good. Like if you see the way the spine goes up and the spine goes down, it's so good for the tailbone. It's so good for the spine. It gives you energy. It gives you strength. It gives you arm strength because your arms are down. It is such a great pose. And so that is really good for back pain relief. Like a lot of times, you know, when you're sitting down all day, or if your back is hurting, or my daughter will be like, Mom, my back hurts. I'm like, just go do some cat-cow. So that's what we don't understand. And that's where I think our mindset doesn't work, is because we are like, I can't do yoga. I don't know the poses. You know, we really don't look into what the benefits are, because if you see the benefits of all the poses, you will say, oh my gosh, I can do yoga. I'll learn the poses, but we're lazy by nature. If somebody doesn't do it, and it also depends on who you're with. Like if you're with a yoga crowd or a healthy crowd, like I can tell you like a story about how like whenever I would go out with one of my friends for lunch, she would order a salad. And I'm like a burger kind of girl. But every time I went with her, I would eat healthy. Because she and another friend of mine, that's what they ate, healthy. So I'd be like, I want that burger. But then I would eat that salad, because you do with who's with you, who you're with, right? You do who you're with. And so if you have friends that are always eating junk food and not exercising, then you're going to be that way too. But if you have friends who go to the gym and say, hey, come to the gym and bring you along, then you're going to do that too. If you have friends who, you know, care about what they eat or what their health is, or, you know, friends that don't gossip, then you're not going to do that as well. But you have friends who, you know, we just go along with our crowd. So being with a healthy crowd is very good for your spirit and your mind as well. And these days you don't have to worry about it. You can just be who you want because we're at home, right? Okay, so benefits, the heart, downward dog. That is such a beautiful pose. It really helps with the spine. It helps with the heart. It helps with the arms. It helps with the wrist. So, you know, downward dog is just such an amazing pose, and it can hurt you in the beginning and it can feel tiring, but it's very invigorating in your yoga practice. Increase your energy for a brighter mood. Oh my gosh, so many people are like, you're always happy, you're always this and that. That's because I do yoga. It boosts up my, you know, it's endorphins. It boosts up my mood. Don't you want to feel good and happy? Especially now when the days are short and when it's snowing outside if you're in cold weather. Yes, downward dog. That is a pose that, actually I can show you. You asked for it, you got it. Okay, so we're gonna put our hands on the ground and we're gonna lift up our feet. And it's just like this. It's just a pose like this. This is downward dog, and I'm just gonna push out my feet, and then there you go. So that is downward dog. So that's downward dog. So that's good for the heart. It's good for the arms. It's good for the feet. It's good for your whole body. And so that's a pose that we do in yoga. I'm not sure if I'll teach it in the 5-day, but you'll see me doing it throughout my yoga courses on the right way to do it and how to do it. And it just really invigorates your whole body. And you know, if you go on Google, you can see what poses do what. So this is just some of the stuff that it does. So you know what? Another thing that people say is that I can't do it because my mind is not still and I'm not patient. That's the beauty of yoga. As you get older, you want to be patient, you want to be calm. So why not practice in your yoga practice, right? Because as moms, we just, like the other day, I just blurted out an angry feeling. And I was like, that's not like me. But I realized that I hadn't done yoga in 2 or 3 days. And I'm not saying that that's the thing that made me burst out, excuse me. But as moms, we say things we don't mean. Then we feel guilty. We have resentment, you know, and we're always, you know, trying to make things better from what we made worse. Right? And so yoga helps you stay calm. It helps you get focused, and it helps you not react. It's really a reactor stopper, Because as women, we just want to be in control and we want everything to go right. And now it's from taking yoga, and my daughter and I have been meditating a lot lately. We're just so calm. We're like, whatever it is, it is. Whatever it is, because our minds have taken all that negative, and we're slowly going into the positive zone. Because when you're negative and you're not thinking in the right mindset, then you will stay in that negative zone. And yoga and meditation can pull you out of that positive zone. And the more you do it, the more positive you'll become, and the more your heart will open, and you'll allow yourself to be who you really want to be. But that's not going to happen if you stay stuck in the negative. And a lot of times we meditate and we feel good, and then we go back out in the real world, and all the other stimulation, all the other people that we shouldn't be around with, and we go back into the negativity. And also, you need to also find that calmness within you and connect with your body and know what your body is saying. Because if you know what your body is saying and you understand what it's feeling, because the body doesn't lie. If you're not feeling good, don't ignore it. If something isn't right, don't ignore it. And the more you do yoga, the more you become in tune with your body, the more you will understand what it's saying. It can say, I'm feeling hydrated. Today I'm not feeling good. And the more you become kind to yourself and kind to your body, you just have one body. If you can't do everything, you are doing enough. And you will understand that. And if you feel tired one day and you just need a day where you just sit in a blanket, you do that for yourself, because you understand what your body is telling you. Your body needs a day of rest. And when you're going on that rat race, and when you're not taking yoga, and when you're not caring about your health or yourself, you're not listening to your body. So then all of a sudden you crash, or you get sick, or something happens, or you have a back pain, or you have stomach cramps or swelling or something like that. It's because you didn't listen to your body. Your body was giving you what you needed, the information, and you didn't listen because you weren't connected. So connecting is so important. Let's see. It says also, I'm reading from my thing because I posted it earlier, and just in case it was too long for you, this is kind of like a summary. So this 5-day yoga challenge, I hope it's going to be all that you asked for. I'm really working on it hard. And if you like my yoga classes and you like the way I speak and everything else, it's pretty much like that, just in a really simpler version, because a lot of people are beginners, a lot of people are starting out, and there's no shame in that. My favorite people are people who've never taken yoga, beginners, 10 classes left, all of that. I love everybody. Intermediate, everybody. I love everybody. And I don't want you ever to think that I've never done yoga, or I'm a beginner yoga, I can't take this challenge, or I can't do yoga with Uzma, because that's not true. If I know what level you're at, then, and we do an individual class, or I do a class and you watch it, I can help you get through it. If you are a beginner in the challenge, if you are a beginner in, it's a newbie who's never even taken it, maybe you've watched it. So many of us watch the yoga videos and say, we can't do it. Or just look at it and say someday, or we, watch the whole video and say tomorrow I'm going to do it. And then we watch the video. Some of us are just video watchers. And that's okay. I was too at one point, and it doesn't matter if you're tall, skinny, fat, what color you are, how your body shape is, you can do yoga. All you have to do is take action. And I'm hoping that this 5-day free challenge helps you take action, helps you love yoga, helps you, if nothing else, I want you to calm your mind and really start believing in yourself, because you're a priority, you're enough, you're amazing. And once you believe that, then you just open yourself up. So that's my talk for today. I will be on tomorrow, but please, if you haven't joined the 5-day yoga challenge, please join it. I will link it below, number 1. Number 2, I'm excited that you're going to be there, and I'm really grateful for you. So number 3 that I wanted to say is, please tell your friends. Please send them the link to the challenge. Tell them to join the challenge. Tell them how much benefit they're going to get. Because like me, I like to help one mom at a time, because I think it's so worth it when we are together and we do something together. It's so worth it to move forward and help one another. So if I can help you, and then you can tell somebody else and help them get connected to me, then we're helping. And we're making moms positive, and moms feel good, and moms have that quiet time and connect with themselves. And Uzma says, true, for just video watchers. Are you a video watcher? That's funny. So thank you so much for joining. Please sign up. You're welcome, Diane. You're so welcome. I appreciate you, and I appreciate this time that you spend watching me and following me. And, you know, I do this because I am a mom, and I was a mom who was down in the dumps, anxious, lonely, sad, didn't know my purpose because, you know, I got married at 20, had my kids by 28, and then was doing the mom things, taking care of them, you know, taking care of in-laws, taking care of parents, taking care of kids, taking care of husband, cooking, cleaning, doing the parties, being a room mom. My life just went by so fast in that circle of taking care of everybody that when everybody left, I was like, what? And sometimes I sit down and I still try to figure out who I am and what my purpose is. And my mind does go all over the place. And when that happens, what I do is I just regroup. I just regroup and I change my mindset and I do a lot of self-talk. Self-talk is beautiful. And as you get older, you'll see that you're doing that because there's nobody else around to talk to. So you do a lot of self-talk, and then I do my yoga, I do my meditation, and it really helps me ground myself. And then I say, I'm so grateful for what I have. I appreciate so many things in my life. And sometimes when we get out of that realm where you're not in that yoga or meditation world, you wonder, what am I grateful for? You can't find things to be grateful for because everything seems chaotic and everything seems bad. So regrouping and taking yoga, thinking about yourself, connecting is so important. So I'm really hoping that this challenge is amazing. Wish me luck, lots of prayers, and I will talk to you guys later because I love to talk to you guys. It's just like my favorite thing to do. Take care. Bye-bye.